Hi, it's Aneta from Aneta I Yoga and Wellness. How are you today? Hope you're well. I'm popping in to say hi on this Blue Monday, January Monday, and I wanted to just chat about something that comes up again and again. This thing about feeling very low, very blue in January, middle of January on Monday, and today we have got Blue Monday. And how I feel, and from my experience I noticed that there is one remedy that could really help, and that remedy is kindness. And we talk a lot about kindness in our society these days because we live in a very challenging world. We live in a world where, there is still a lot of poverty, a lot of war, a lot of crime, a lot of abuse going on, but also a lot of really wonderful stuff like access to knowledge that never used to be accessible to us before we had internet, before we had this instant access to knowledge and wisdom that was reserved for very, very few in the past. But with this sense of connectedness through the social media, through internet, there comes also that disconnection from it not being very personal, and that kind of lack of understanding that actually if you write something and you press the button and it goes, whoever reads it will be affected by it. And so from my experience, kindness can be a real remedy for this sense of loneliness and disconnection. Our sense of survival as human beings relied on cooperation with others, relied on us communicating with others. And as babies, babies rely completely on the love and attention of adults around them. And as adults, we can give so much love and attention to others, but we often don't give that love and attention to ourselves. And so my experience is that when we widen this love and attention and that kindness, if we have got it for others, if we can connect it with that feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling that we have within us when we feel kindness towards others, then we can bring it also towards ourselves. And we can have it for ourselves, for others, for loved ones, for strangers, for other beings like animals and the world around us in general. And there are some really amazing benefits when you start living from that space. Number one is that it makes you happier. It really makes you happier. It makes you feel more connected within yourself, within your body. It makes you more connected to others. It makes you more connected and part of this world that we live in. It makes you happier because it releases certain hormones within your body. So oxytocin, which is the hormone released when we have got the kindness and love and connection with others, the dopamine and the serotonin, all of those hormones that switch off the stress response within the body, that fight or flight or freeze, and switch on the rest and digest response, making us more comfortable within ourselves, more relaxed, more at ease and happier, bringing that sense of well-being for ourselves. It also can really help you with just understanding that you are a part of this world, that you are not separate, that everything is interconnected, and that you can really relate from that state of kindness to yourself and others. And what I find is that a lot of the time, most of us, really have got that kindness for others, but not for ourselves. And somehow we exclude ourselves from that sense of kindness. That's obviously is not always the case. I mean, I've worked in my social care job, I've worked with people, in a crisis center. I've worked for over 6 years with people who were experiencing, all sorts of problems because of very chaotic drug use, like homelessness and all sorts of health issues, mental health, physical health, all of that kind of stuff. So, and I always used to come back quite upset, especially at the beginning from that job, and thinking, those people, unfortunately, because of the trauma that they experienced and the abuse towards them, were not able to feel that kindness and love and acceptance towards themselves, but also not towards other people. So some of us, it's not the case that each one of us is in exactly the same space as other people. But for each one of us, this journey of kindness starts from within. And as I said earlier, it can have a really, really profound effect on how we feel about ourselves, how we feel and how we show up in the relationships to ourselves and others, and how we show up in life in general. And so one of the things that can really help with that kindness towards self and others and in general is learning how to talk to ourselves, that inner self-talk, rather than putting ourselves down, saying to ourselves, oh, you're so stupid for making that mistake, and how many times do you need to do that before you learn, and you're fat, or you're ugly, or you're never going to be good enough. All of that kind of stuff that we say to ourselves, learning how to self-soothe and talk to ourselves as if we were talking to a distressed baby. You wouldn't say that to a distressed baby or to a distressed child. You would try to soothe them and calm them down and really start seeing what would make them feel better, more grounded, more connected, more at ease, more peaceful, more calmer, all of that kind of stuff. So that's step number one, really, to bring in more of that kindness for ourselves. And when we connect with that kindness for ourselves, when we start related to others from that space, it really has got an amazing impact. And so a while ago, I started thinking a lot of the things, the way that I teach yoga, the way that I do body wisdom coaching, and the way that I do, the way that Thai yoga massage is. I was thinking, what's the kind of thread that comes through it? And it really, I suddenly realized that all of it comes from this loving kindness towards self and others, because the Thai yoga massage is called practical application of loving kindness. You come from that space, creating space, healing space for somebody. And also the yoga, body wisdom coaching is all about connecting with that inner wisdom within you that comes from that compassionate presence, acceptance, acknowledgement, friendliness, loving kindness, and really learning to live from that space. And also the yoga, the way that I teach yoga, it's not about pushing, striving and making, your body, forcing your body to do certain things. When you really allow yourself to shift into kindness, to that loving kindness, and starting to really listen to yourself and practice your yoga from that space, it's amazing how much acceptance and love you can feel for your own body. Often we treat the body as a project, and we can really go into thinking about rejecting the body. Maybe because you're ill, or because you can't do certain poses, or you've got too much weight, or not enough weight, or you are too stiff, or you are too bendy, or you're too old, or you're too young, or all of those kind of things. So kindness can have really profound effects on our own relationship to ourselves, to relationship with loved ones, with strangers, with other beings, and the world. And so I thought I'd just come, say hello, show up, and just let you know this little remedy for Blue Monday, which is kindness. Try it out and see where it takes you. And I wish you a really good day. Take care.